Hello friends, this is my first video on some sort of review or ending explanation, and this is regarding the new movie on Amazon Prime called Bliss. Okay, so this is actually an ending explanation, so this will have some spoilers. So there's a spoiler alert, so don't go ahead if you haven't watched it or don't want any spoiler. Okay, so this is an open-ended movie again, and you can have mainly two interpretations. One is that we live in a simulated world, and you can this is created from some sort of a perfect world, which is almost like a heaven, and you can and the purpose of creating this is so that people can come to this current ugly world that we live in, which is simulated, and realize and when they go back they realize that how much they can appreciate actually their current world, which is heavenly, and this way they can maintain a better world over there. This is one explanation. The other one is this is all in the mind of two junkies who have been going around just hallucinating, taking drugs, and they have been imagining things and trying and gradually getting lost in this concept that the current world, which is kind of ugly, is some sort of simulation. Okay, so mostly viewers are concerned that, or not concerned, mostly it is being discussed that which is the actual interpretation of these two. But however, I think something that is not discussed is what the makers might have thought. This is my interpretation, anyways. Whether it's a real world, whether this current ugly world is a real world or not, or whether it's a hallucination about the utopian world, I think that's not the main focus. The main focus here is maybe attachment. So the protagonist over here has the option of moving back to the utopian world and forsaking this current world, whatever it may be in his mind or something. But in the end, he gets an option. He could permanently move back to any one of these, and he can choose any one of these, but he still chooses this current reality or the simulation, knowing that everything here is simulated and here things are not in his favor. He may be just a junkie over here, but the reason he does that is maybe what I think is for the attachment. And if you observe carefully, when he returns back to the utopian world in between, and he is explained that why this simulation world is created to appreciate the benefits of the utopian world. There he is shown his previous interviews, how discontented he was, and when he comes to know about the simulation after visiting this simulated world and going back there, he is very contented and he wants to stay back there. But on the last question, when he is asked that is something missing, he somehow didn't respond, and it doesn't look that he is contented, and somehow it appears that he still thinks something's missing. And that's when he sees the hologram of his so-called simulated daughter, for which he kind of, and that sets forth a chain of events in future when he sees the hologram of his daughter and he comes back to the so-called simulated world or the ugly world. So it's the attachment that brings him back here. And somehow he, although his life was very contented and he was enjoying a lot there, uh, there was somehow he was somehow missing this attachment when he was reminded of his previous interview, and somehow he connects to that. Maybe the reason why he came to this, maybe the reason why he volunteered for this experiment was he was missing something, and he was missing that attachment. So that's the reality. We choose to live in a, we can forsake heaven and choose to live an earthly life because of our attachments. Maybe that's what the makers wanted to showcase, where it's not important what is real and what is not real. There are several philosophical concepts like everything is not real here, but still we have an attachment in this world, however ugly this world is, or maybe the place where we live, how much ugly it is, we still want to continue living here, and we enjoy the attachments that we have. We love our attachments, and that's what makes it different. We might not want heaven. We can even forsake heaven and stay back in our world, if we have the correct or the right attachment. And here the attachment was in the form of his daughter, where with whom he bonded. His daughter, knowing all the things about his dad, was always very supportive, which is contrary to other movies where we see teenage daughters are a little bit of distant from their dad. But here it was different. His daughter was always supportive, and that's the support and attachment he had in the maybe simulated world. And so he somehow decided to stay back. So that was my interpretation. Again, I enjoyed Bliss. I kind of like these open-ended movies and this open-ended treatment. Hope you might have different explanations, and feel free to comment over here if you happen to come across my video. Thanks. Hope you liked my explanation of Bliss, and you can watch it on Amazon Prime, and feel free to comment. Thank you. Bye.